Great folks, this is the BlackWeasel, and this is my video game review of Brave Fencer Musashi for the PlayStation 1. I have bought this game on eBay because I have read online for old PlayStation 1 games that wasn't released on the PlayStation Store that were really good, and so I wanted to buy these before the price of the physical games became too high and I wouldn't be able to get them. Brave Fencer Musashi is an action game with role-playing elements and platformer things put on. It is a game that's supposed to go head-to-head with The Legend of Zelda. I know this because the first Zelda game I have played was A Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo Classic. I thought in the beginning when I played it that it was a role-playing game just like Earthbound, Super Mario RPG, A Secret of Mana, and Final Fantasy VI, but it's not. It's also not an action game without RPG. It's also not an action game with RPG elements. It's The Legend of Zelda, a unique game on its own. That's where Brave Fencer Musashi originates from. Square made a game to counter against it aside from the regular awesome role-playing games that Square released in the past. Now, Brave Fencer Musashi is about a swordsman that gets resurrected in order to stop an evil empire from mining the earth for its valuable resources. Now, this type of resource can power machines, but at the same time it's causing plants and animals to mutate. I've already gotten vibes of Final Fantasy VII from all this, and that it's related towards the nature of capitalism and what's it doing to the earth. The fossil fuels are being extracted to power cars, ships, airplanes, and trains to ship things from location to location. The long-term effects of this is how the earth will become heated due to carbon dioxide gas in the air, which will disrupt weather patterns and heat the earth to the point where it will become unacceptable to farm and grow food. Then a global famine unparalleled proportions will occur, and a significant amount of people will starve to death. Now back to the game, since I'm getting a little off topic. This game mixes action with role-playing parts with a splish splash of platformer things that I gotta do. Not only I have to fight against monsters and get stronger from beating them, I need to jump properly to get through the caves, mines, icy chilly areas, and strange places around a village. On top of that, I have to catch clever creatures in order to increase my health. What Brave Fencer Musashi has that wasn't seen in games before was the issue of day and night time sequence. As the game goes on, time moves forward. Night approaches while the day comes to an end. What happens at the same time is Musashi's condition. If he gets tired, he needs to sleep, but if he doesn't get enough sleep, he'll slow down. The next thing I want to talk about the problems I had. First off, since this is a platformer game, cannot get sloppy with the jumping, but some parts I had trouble getting through certain levels because of how difficult it is. This is the instance of 1990s video games. They are really hard based on certain parts of the game that get sped up, and so I really need to be quick-minded of how I do things and not get sloppy or be piss poor about it. The voice acting is one of a kind for a game that came out in 1998. I'll give Brave Fencer Musashi 8.5 out of 10. It's one of the most unique games I've come across, but wow, some of the parts were real frustrating and unfair to get through, so it's not really one of the best games I have played. The day and night sequence, the voice acting, the style of gameplay and the fun soundtrack made it look like it was made by the same guys that made The Legend of Zelda. But since it was done by Square, these guys most definitely opened new doors for the game, and as a result, this became a classic. I've played Brave Fencer Musashi on May 8th, 2019, and I finished it on November 30th, 2019. It has taken me almost 35 hours to finish this game.